Welcome back to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. Well, the Democratic Party hijacked and sabotaged Trump's first administration, and they're back at it again with another plan to derail Trump's presidency. But before we get into this story, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, the Democratic Party, they just couldn't take it. The Trump administration was racking up wins left and right. His first 60 days in office were a whirlwind of executive orders and actions that really put the left on its heels. We saw DOGE, aka the Department of Government Efficiency, slashing all sorts of programs such as the Department of Education, USAID. That's right, no more funding for Sesame Street in Iraq or drag shows in Bangkok, Thailand. No, the American taxpayers deserve better than that, and that's what the Trump administration did. Of course, it's been memory hold how horrible inflation was under the Biden presidency. Trump came in and turned things around almost immediately. Finally got the Fed to capitulate and give him a little paltry rate cut. And honestly, we are seeing economic growth this quarter. I think it's projected at 3.4%. Wow. I mean, we're talking about great developments left and right. Trump administration racking up wins. So, of course, the Democratic Party can't take it. They don't want to see America succeed because when it succeeds, Trump succeeds, and this is bad for them politically. So what are they doing? Well, of course, we know all about the government shutdown. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says that there's only one party that wants to shut the government down. Of course, we know that's a false accusation because they want $1.5 trillion in new spending. They want blue states bailed out. They want Medicaid for illegal aliens. They want them to get medical treatment at our expense. And the Republican Party is finally being pushed by Trump. They are being dragged kicking and screaming into doing the right thing. So the Trump administration is saying no, and the Republicans are backing him up. And so where are we at? Well, the Democratic Party, they are implementing their plan to stop the Trump administration, to shut it down. But he is getting the last laugh because all of these federal employees, these bureaucrats that are put on furlough, well, Trump can fire them effectively. And he's directed OMB Director Russ Vought to go after these federal employees that are on the taxpayer dime, not really doing anything productive for us. So good riddance to them. But the Democrats, they want to allow the Senate a few more weeks to maintain current spending levels, to agree on a new budget. Well, the truth behind all of this is Schumer's terrified of being primaried by AOC. The Democratic Party is being pushed to the far left, while Trump is occupying the center, and this is putting them in a very precarious position election-wise. The Democrats, they're out of step with the American people, and it's not just their woke cultural policies, but also they want to spend money like forever without any limits, and we're at $37.5 trillion. I think House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said it best, quote, "The only Democrats out there that are resonating and getting more money are the socialists," unquote. And that appears to be what is driving all the enthusiasm in the Democratic Party, along with acts of political violence. So I think that we're seeing a party that's losing its grip on reality, doesn't see elections as the way forward. So they're going into full obstruction mode, even if it means self-immolation, even if it means destroying their party's reputation with the American electorate. And so Trump, wow, he is really wrecking the Democratic Party because they cannot control themselves. Their reaction is over the top. They are exposing themselves for Marxist degenerates. And any party that is supporting political violence, they have lost all legitimacy because the whole point of elections is so that we don't have political violence, that we work out our differences with dialogue and compromise in the U.S. House and the Senate, through elections for the presidency. And they are using increasingly anti-democratic means to try to get their way. Of course, if they can't get it through the Congress, then they'll just shut down the entire federal government, except for the essential services, of course. And if they can't get their way on executive actions, then they're just going to have rogue judges activate and do their best to block them, despite the Supreme Court saying these nationwide injunctions have to stop and they're being abused. So the Democrats are in full Trump presidency hijacking mode. Weigh in with your thoughts about the Democratic Party. Where does it go from here? Do they even try to win elections anymore? Or are they just going to ramp up the political violence with their rhetoric and keep the extreme actions going, such as shutting down the government and having rogue judges issue orders against the Trump administration? This is a party that's on the ropes, and you know what, a rat when he's cornered is its most dangerous, and I think that's where the Democratic Party is heading. So weigh in with your own thoughts. We appreciate you watching at Explain America.